The Haunting of Hollow Creek. My name is Amy, and I've always loved sleepovers. So when my friends Katie, Emma, and I decided to have a sleepover in an old abandoned cabin near Hollow Creek, I was thrilled. Little did I know that this innocent adventure would turn into a nightmare that would haunt me for the rest of my life. As dusk settled, we arrived at the cabin. Its wooden exterior was weathered and worn, with broken windows and a front porch that sagged under our weight. Despite its decrepit appearance, the cabin had an eerie charm that drew us in. We were eager to uncover its secrets. The night began with laughter and excitement. We shared ghost stories and devoured snacks, relishing in the thrill of the unknown. But as the night grew darker, the atmosphere shifted. Shadows danced along the walls, and the air grew heavy with an unspoken unease. Emma, ever the adventurer, suggested we explore the cabin's basement. With trembling anticipation, we descended the rickety stairs into a realm of darkness. The air grew colder, and an oppressive silence settled upon us. As we reached the basement, the flickering light of our flashlights revealed a room filled with forgotten relics. Dust-covered furniture and broken mementos lined the walls, as if frozen in time. But one item caught our attention, an old ornate music box resting on a table. Katie approached the music box, her fingers trembling as she wound it up. Its haunting melody filled the air, sending chills down our spines. The room seemed to come alive, whispers echoing in the darkness. Fear mingled with curiosity as we leaned in, drawn to the enchanting music. Suddenly the room grew still. The music stopped and the whispers ceased. A cold breeze brushed against our faces, and a voice whispered from the shadows, "You have awakened the spirits of Hollow Creek. Now, you shall be forever entwined with their torment." Panic surged through us as the room plunged into darkness. Our flashlights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. And then, we heard it. The sound of whispers growing louder and more malicious. In a state of pure terror, we ran towards the stairs, desperate to escape the malevolent presence. But as we reached the top, the door slammed shut, sealing us inside the cabin. We pounded on the door, our cries for help echoing into the night, but there was no response. As we turned to face the cabin, we realized it had transformed. The walls were now covered in eerie symbols, glowing with an otherworldly light. The air crackled with energy, and a sinister presence filled the room. In the midst of our desperation, a figure materialized before us, a spectral apparition cloaked in darkness. Its eyes glowed with a fiery intensity, and its voice resonated with a chilling tone. "You have trespassed into the realm of the spirits," it whispered, its words sending shivers down our spines. "Now, you are forever trapped in their domain." With every passing moment, the spirits grew stronger, their presence engulfing us. They whispered in a language we couldn't understand, their voices weaving through our minds. Shadows danced around the room, contorting into grotesque forms. As we stood on the precipice of despair, Emma's gaze fell upon the music box. In a moment of bravery, she lunged forward, snatching it from the table. The spirits shrieked in fury, their voices rising to a crescendo. Emma turned the key, releasing the music box's haunting melody once more. The room trembled, the symbols on the walls glowing brighter. The spirits recoiled, their power waning. We seized the opportunity, dashing towards the door. With one final burst of strength, we pushed against the door, breaking free from the clutches of the cabin. Gasping for breath, we stumbled into the moonlit night, our hearts pounding in our chests. As we retreated to safety, we realized the spirits of Hollow Creek had been temporarily subdued, but not vanquished. The music box held their power at bay, but for how long? Now we carry the weight of that night with us, forever haunted by the memories of our sleepover horror. We know that one day the spirits will return, seeking their revenge. The music box remains our only defense, a fragile barrier between us and the dark forces that lurk in the shadows of Hollow Creek. And so we wait, with bated breath, for the next chapter in this never-ending nightmare to unfold. The Forgotten Doll. My name is Emily, and I've always been drawn to the supernatural. So when my friends Sarah, Jessica, and I planned a sleepover in Sarah's old, eerie Victorian house, I couldn't resist the allure. Little did we know that this innocent gathering would turn into a nightmarish ordeal that would haunt us forever. As the sun began to set, we gathered in Sarah's dimly lit living room, our excitement mingled with a hint of trepidation. The house, with its creaking floorboards and peeling wallpaper, exuded a haunting charm. Sarah's grandmother, who had passed away years ago, had left behind an attic full of forgotten belongings, our playground for the night. Curiosity propelled us to venture into the depths of the attic. It was like stepping into a time capsule, with old trunks, moth-eaten clothes, and weathered books lining the shelves. Amidst the forgotten relics, I spotted a dusty doll, tucked away in a corner. Its porcelain face wore a haunting smile, and its lifeless eyes seemed to follow our every move. Sarah, with a mischievous grin, suggested we play a game. We named the doll Lucy and decided to communicate with her through a makeshift seance. As we formed a circle and placed our hands on the doll, a strange energy filled the room. The air grew heavy, and a sense of unease settled upon us. With bated breath, we asked Lucy questions, our fingers trembling on the doll's fragile form. Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the attic, blowing out the candles and plunging us into darkness. Panic gripped us, but our fascination with the supernatural urged us to press on. From the shadows, we heard a soft whisper, a disembodied voice that seemed to emanate from the doll itself. "You have awakened me," it murmured, its voice laced with a haunting melody. "Now you shall be trapped in my realm." Fear coursed through our veins as the room came alive with an otherworldly presence. The dolls around us shifted, their glassy eyes glinting in the darkness. They moved with an unnatural grace, inching closer to us, their footsteps barely audible. In a desperate attempt to break free from the nightmare, we reached for the doll, ready to cast it aside. But our hands passed through Lucy's body as if she were made of smoke. She was no longer a mere plaything. She had become a vessel for something far more sinister. As the dolls closed in, we scrambled to find an escape route. We stumbled upon an old trapdoor, hidden beneath a worn rug. With trembling hands, we pried it open, revealing a dark, narrow staircase leading down into the unknown. Without hesitation, we descended into the abyss, the sound of the doll's whispers fading behind us. The air grew stale, and an eerie silence enveloped us. As we reached the bottom, we found ourselves in a sinister room, a twisted replica of Sarah's living room. The walls were adorned with faded family portraits, their eyes following our every move. The furniture, draped in dusty sheets, seemed frozen in time. It was a haunting reflection of the familiar, distorted and tainted by an unseen malevolence. We knew we had to find a way back to reality, to escape the clutches of this nightmarish realm. But the room seemed to shift, its layout changing with each step we took. It was as if the house itself was mocking our desperate attempts to flee. As panic threatened to consume us, Jessica spotted a glimmer of light beneath a sheet-covered mirror. We hurried toward it, our hearts pounding with anticipation. The mirror revealed a gateway, a portal back to our own world. With a collective breath, we stepped through the mirror, breaking free from the twisted dimension that had ensnared us. We emerged back into Sarah's living room, gasping for air as we collapsed onto the floor. As the night drew to a close, we made a pact never to speak of that night again. The dolls and their eerie realm would forever remain locked away in the depths of our memories, a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows of the supernatural.